These are two verses from Surah Al-Mursalat. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Alam najalil arza kifatan ahyam wa ambata. Have we not made the earth so as to hold the living and the dead?
Huzur, could you kind of explain to us how this verse can be quoted as a proof that Hadr Isa ibn Maryam alayhi salatu wasalam has passed away?
Well, it is quoted by Ahmediyya as such, but there are other verses as well which are very easy and manifest in themselves, which can be quoted and proved to be right by every Ahmadiyya of any background of knowledge. Even simple Ahmadiyya without much knowledge can use those verses. It is one of those which are slightly more difficult to apply, and you need a scholarly person to handle this stuff. The apparent meaning is what he will read in translation.
Have we not made the earth so as to hold the living and the dead?
Yes. The problem with this verse is that people believe that now, when man has learned to fly in encapsulated places, in satellites and in rockets which are capsulated, and the atmosphere around cannot enter those capsulated inner side and destroy the people living therein. So they say this is a sign they can leave the earth and still live. So if that is the case, if a case of the modern realities of science, why shouldn't we believe that Jesus also left the earth and lived in an atmosphere which is not earthly atmosphere? But they make a mistake in this inference. The capsules around rockets, etc., proves that they are not free to go into space. It is earth which they need, and it is the earthly atmosphere which is carried all along. They cannot leave the atmosphere of the earth. The moment they do, they will be destroyed. So that is why I said ordinary people cannot handle this verse properly, because they can be duped into similar things as I have just told you. All right, if people can sit in the rockets and go away from the earth, why not Jesus? The moment the earth within that rocket is finished, the people will be finished. So it is not against our application of this about Jesus' life away from earth. He cannot live without the atmosphere of earth, and all the mullahs who tell us that he went away from earth, they also speak of he is not sitting in any encapsulated place. He was removed from the atmosphere around, and he was provided the earth's atmosphere. This is what they not say. They do not even claim. He never rode a rocket. According to them, he just went out of the atmosphere of the earth. If he did so, he must have died there and then. He could not live. Ayam wa amwata means this. That neither living nor the dead can leave the earth's atmosphere. If they do, they will return dead immediately. So in that way, earth will pull the living back in the form of the dead people, if they ever try to leave this space and go to another planet. So you see, this is applicable, of course, but it is difficult to argue. You must have a lot of knowledge to do that. That is why I do not advise ordinary Ahmadis to use every verse which is presented by us as a proof of the death of Jesus Christ. If you give a weapon, it is far too complicated to an ordinary soldier to use it against the enemy. He will not be able to do so. The enemy may capture him and the weapon along with and use it against their own army. So this is jihad we are talking about. In jihad, these weapons should be handled only by those who can handle, who are proficient enough to handle them. See? Otherwise, what happened in the war of Israel, war of Egypt against the rest of the world, that would happen again. You see, Egyptian soldiers were provided by Russia with the most modern technology of warfare and rockets, which you must have first the knowledge to use those rockets. The soldiers were captured by Israelis, etc., along with their weapons. And they could not fire a single weapon against them because they did not have the know-how. And the same rockets were carried to Israel and used against Egyptians later on. So that is what I am saying. You should be very careful in using this every verse of the Holy Quran which we present as a weapon against the non-believers or non-Ahmadi exponents of their faith, right? And with that, I think I should take your permission now. I've got a meeting downstairs, and you should give me some extra time, right? Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.